Hello everyone, my name is Femini Delali Beatrice. So I'm here. This video is purposely to walk you through on how I created an e-commerce website for the B5 Beauty Law Enterprise. So this website I used the display property with a value flex and a display property with a value grade for most of the styling, especially the nav bar here, which is the red bar at the top, and then for some images too. For our services, I use grade display for its grade property, and then yes. So my web page is basically built using HTML and CSS, and then so the HTML was to create the skeleton, which is the text, the image, which is the normal writing stuff, and then the CSS was used to style the writings and then the images and everything in it to make it have this beautiful layout. Yes, so I want to walk you through on how I created the web page. So the web page, this is the logo, which is the image header, and then these links are links to the bookmarks to my various sections in the web page. Yes, so the first thing I would like to talk about is how to create a bookmark. So to create a bookmark, you have to have a section or maybe a div. Then so let me walk you through. So to create a bookmark, so let me say this is a bookmark, this is a link to a bookmark for the home section. So with this link, the first thing you have to do is to have an A tag, and then that A tag has to have an href attribute, which will be referencing the name of the ID of that particular session or that particular section of your web page. So with this, if you give the name of the ID, if you name the href attribute with the name of the ID, it connects the section to this particular link. So it makes it in such a way that anytime you tap on the home button, it will send you to that particular home page home section you want to move to. So that's normally the bookmark. So here you can see okay. So as you can see here, I have an A tag with an href attribute referencing hashtag home, which is the ID of my home section. So the ID of my home section, so when I created the section for my home page, which is my home layout, I gave it an ID of home in caps. So with that ID, I gave that ID name to the href of the A tag for the home link, so that if you tap on the home link, it will send you to the bookmark of the home section. Yes, so that's how bookmarks normally work. So if I tap on services, it will bring me to service because the link has been connected to the bookmark of the service section. Yeah, so that's how it works. So I want to walk you through. So that's all for the nav bar. So the nav bar, for this nav bar, this red container is actually a div element I created. No, sorry, it's actually a header element. So with the head, I styled the header element red, and then I styled it as a display flag. So I give the background of the header elements a red color, yes, to get this particular layout you are seeing for the number. And this is also my home section. So if you tap on home, you are still on the home page. So for the home section, the image you are seeing here is actually not a background image, because I didn't want a background image. I wanted a unique design for my home page. So it's actually an image, a normal image in my HTML file, and then I gave it a Z index of 1 so that it will be at the back, so that it will be down any element, it will be under any element at all. And then I give this overlay text and Z index of 2 so that its order will be on this image. So the Z index will make this text lie on the image, though the image is not a background image. So in case I take out the Z index from my properties, you realize that you wouldn't find the text on the image anymore. So I want to show you the code for that. Yes. Yeah, so as I said, so in my HTML code, I give the background image a class named background image to the image tag itself. Yes. So this is how I named the class for the image tag itself. So with this class named background image, I can use this class to style my background image, and then with the style I gave it a Z index of 1, which will make the order of that image lie under any other element at all I add to that particular section. So that's the reason why you see the text on the image. Yes, because the image has a Z index of 1. Though it's not a background image, you can still get a text or any other element on that particular image. So, and then to also get this text, this particular text, on the image, though it's not a background image, you have to set the Z index of that particular text to 2. Since the image was 1, the Z index of the image was 1, you have to set that of the overlay text to 2. Yes, so this is it. So I gave it a Z index of 2, meaning the order of that element should be 2. So it means the text will be on the background image. So let's try something out. If I take out this property and I save, you realize that the text was missing, because it's the Z index that is causing the text to lie on top of the image. So in case I bring that back, so in case I undo it and I save, you realize that it's come back to normal. Yes, so that's the power, so that's the benefits, or that's the purpose of Z index. And then with the about section, I have an image container and then a text container. So with the image container, I styled the image container to float at the right. That's why you, so yes, so with the image, with the about S section, I styled the image to float at the right. That's why you can see the image at the right side of the section. And then I gave the text, which is at the left side of the section, a justify property, a text align justify property. So the text would wrap on the left side of the section and will not be under the image. And then I also gave both of them a width. So I gave the image a width of 40, and then this whole text, and then I gave this whole text a width of 60, so that they'll all be proportionally styled. Yes. So the about container, this is total. So I gave the text a width of 60, and I gave the image a width of 40. And I also gave the image a float of right. That's how you see the image at the right side of the section. And then so this slogan, so I created a div and then I gave it an h3 element. So I designed the div to have a red background and then a white color text. So that's what you see here. So this is actually a div. Yes. So let me show you. Yes. So this is the HTML code for that. So I just created a div and then I designed the div to have that particular style. So this is the div it's talking about, which led us to that particular style. Yes. And then there are services. I gave each of this container, each of this image and this text container the same class name, so that in case I style this particular element in the grid layout, it will affect the whole element I put in the service container. Yes, so I gave it the same class name, so it affects the whole this thing. And then our service container, so the container for the service, I give it a grid, and that's why a grid layout, a grid property layout, and that's why you can see I want to walk you through there. Yes, so I give the service container a grid property layout and a gap of 10 pixels so that they wouldn't be closer to each other. So this style, so this the output. So the output of this style is what we are seeing over here. So in case I even lower it, you see something like this. Yes. Alright. And then for the testimonial, I give each and everyone who commented on our product, I designed his or her comments as in a testimonial card, and then I give that card a background of something like ash, and then a border between the comment and then the name of the that particular customer. Yes, so that's what you can see here. And so this is the HTML code for the testimonial. Yes. Then now we move to the contacts. So with the contacts section, I actually made the contact a form so that in case anyone wants to reach out to the enterprise, you just enter your name and then your phone number with your email address. Then you type the particular message. Then you type the particular message you have for us. So if the message is typed in, we will reach out to you using the email address you gave us in the email address input. And after filling out the form, you just click this button, then you submit your form. Yes. Then if you also want to reach out to the enterprise, you can just tap on this link here, this Gmail link here, then it will open your Gmail app, your email app, and you can compose you can just compose an email and then send it straight forward to the enterprise's email account. Yes, so the footer, I gave it a background of something like ash or gray, and then I gave the links a hover element and then some color. And then this is the copyright paragraph. Yes, so that's all for my website. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. See you next time.